Okay, it says the number of students in each of 2 science classes was the same. The box plot below represents the average amount of time students spent in each class doing mad science experiments outside of class. So I guess if they're mad, they're crazy. Science experiments. Based on the information in the box plot, which statement about the time spent doing mad science experiments outside of class appears to be true? So we're looking for true here. The median amount of time the first class spent doing experiments was greater than the median amount of time the second class spent doing experiments. So the median for the first class, median means middle, 60, was greater than the median for the second class. Is that true? B says the spread for the distribution for the second class was less than the spread for the first class. So spread is the largest number, the greatest number, minus the least number. So 105 minus 30 spread for the second class is 75. You're going to find the spread for the first class and decide if that's true or not. Is 75 less than the answer you get? C says the interquartile range for the first class, I'm going to erase all this, this is too much writing. Interquartile range for the first class, that is this number in the box minus this number in the box. So interquartile range for the first class is 30. Is less than the interquartile range for the second class. So you're going to have to do 90 minus 45. Is 30 less than the interquartile range for the second class? And D says the minimum amount of time the second class spent, minimum is the smallest amount, is greater than the minimum amount of time the first class spent. So this is the first class minimum. Which one's greater? Is D true? Number 2 says, based on the graph, which statement is not true? We are looking for false, my friends. A little different than what we're used to. 20% of homeroom A spent 2 hours reading. So let's look. How many people in homeroom A spent 2 hours reading? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is 4 out of how many people total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 4 out of 20, remember each dot is one person. 4 out of 20 equals X out of 100. We're looking to see if this is true. If it is not true, that's your answer. If it is true, then we got to move on to B. B says the spreads for homeroom A and homeroom B are equivalent. So spread is greatest minus least. So spread for A is 5. Spread for B, you're going to have to calculate. See if that's true. It's the biggest number with a dot minus the smallest number with a dot. C says 66 2/3% of homeroom B spent 5 hours reading. So let's look at 5 hours reading. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 6 out of 20 is what percent? That'll tell you if C is true or not. And D says 40% of homeroom A spent 4 and 5 hours reading. So if I'm looking at homeroom A, 4 and 5 hours is right here. How many people spent 4 and 5 hours? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, I already counted all the dots. I know that's 20 dots. So you're going to have to use this proportion to decide if D is true. Remember, you are looking for the one that is not true. So hopefully 3 are true and 1 is not. Number 3 says the dot plot below shows 2 weeks of the sales of apples at H-E-B. Which statement about the dot plot is valid? Valid means what? True or false? True. We are looking for true. The spread for week 2 is symmetrical. So I'm going to help week 2. Oh my goodness, that's really hard to see. Week 2 and week 3. So this is week 2. This is week 3. So the spread for week 2 is symmetrical. That means if you cut it in half, both sides are the same. If I cut week 2 in half, are the sides the same? I don't think so. I don't think you could fold that in half and it be the same. Remember, symmetrical is like cutting your face in half. It's pretty close to the same on both sides. B says the median for both weeks is equal. I will help you find the median for week 2. You will have to find the median for week 3. Median is middle. That's where you're crossing off the top and the bottom until you get to the middle. So median for week 2 is 6. You're going to have to find median for week 3. See if they are equal. C says the median for week 2 is greater than week 3. Well, the median for week 2 is 6. Is that greater than week 3? I don't know because you had to find week 3. I didn't do it. And D says the median for week 3 is 2 more than week 2. So week 2 is 6. We want 2 more than 6. Is the median for week 3 equal to 8? You're going to have to decide. Hit pause, take the time to figure that out. Number 4 says Katie and Danielle compete with all the teams to see which person trains longer. The results for their 10-day workout is graphed below. Based on the data shown in the graphs, which statement is true? So the range for Katie is 75 minus 37. You're going to have to find out what is the range for Danielle. Now remember, spread and range are the same. You can even cross that out if you want to. Is Danielle's spread larger than Katie's spread? B says the center of the data of distribution for Danielle's time is almost 2.5 times the center of distribution for Katie's times. So I'll find Danielle's. Remember, center and median are the same. You're just looking for the middle. Danielle's middle, her center, is 71. So this says 71 is 2.5 times the center for Katie's. So you're going to have to find the center for Katie's. And multiply by 2.5. See if that's equal to 71. C says the spreads of the data distributions for both times differ by 11. Differ by 11 is subtraction. So you're looking for Katie's spread minus Danielle's spread. And if it equals 11, you're looking for true. So if it does, that's your answer. If it equals anything else, it's probably not your answer. And D says the shape of the data distribution for Katie's times appears to be symmetric, while the shape of the data distribution for Danielle's times are skewed right. So to be symmetric, I have to cut it in half, and both sides have to be really close to the same. So if I cut Katie's time in half, I don't know if it's exactly the same. It's not like completely different. Let's look at Danielle's time. It says Danielle's times are skewed right. So skewed means tail. Is there a tail to the right of Danielle? No, in fact, I would say the tail for Danielle is to the left. Hit pause and finish that up. Don't move on till you're ready. Number 5 says the box plot below represents the sales averaged by Carl and Angela after a 4-hour period. Which of the following statements based on the box plot is accurate? Accurate means what? True or false? Means true. We're looking for true. So A says the median amount of sales Angela averaged is greater than that of Carl's. So if you look, Angela's median is right here, and this is where Carl's is. Is Angela's greater than Carl's? B says the interquartile range for Angela is greater than the range for while the range for Angela and Carl are equivalent. So interquartile range for Angela I don't know if that's, is it 40? 42? I'm going to call it 40. And 20. So the interquartile range for Angela is 20. And it says it's greater than, it says it's greater, so is that true? I guess. For Carl, we have Maybe 45 minus 15. So first of all, is the interquartile range greater for Angela? Angela's is 20 and Carl's is 30. I would say B is not correct. I don't even have to check the other piece of it. C says the median and the interquartile range for both salespersons are equivalent. Is the median equivalent? And D says the interquartile range for Carl is greater while the range for both is equivalent. So interquartile range for Carl we said was 30. Is 30 greater than the interquartile range for Angela? Yeah. Now you're going to need to find the ranges. So remember, range is your biggest number minus your smallest number. So our greatest number here looks like 60. And our smallest number looks like either 0 or maybe 5. That's for Angela. You're going to have to figure out what Carl's is. For Carl, you have 65, 62, minus 5. So the interquartile range for Carl is greater, while the range for both is equivalent. You're going to have to decide which one of those is true.